Hi folks, Jack Curtis go back again. Sorry we haven't done a video in a while. Apologize for my hoarse throat. Sometimes life just knocks you down. It takes you a while to get back up, but you hang in there nonetheless. This is a game from the U.S. Women's Championship. I already showed a game from the U.S. Championship earlier today. This is round one as white, Tatev Abrahamyan. As black, I'm sure I'm going to butcher this name, Apurva Verkud. Well, if anybody knows how to pronounce it, please leave it in the comments. Abrahamyan is a white and Verkud is black. We're going to go through. It's going to be a Sicilian Svenigan. I don't cover the openings normally on my channel here. This is pretty typical stuff, though. The pawn at f3, bishop here, both knights. Eventually going to fianchetto the bishop, probably castle long, not always. Queen g4, knight b6. This is a move I was really surprised at. Now, I've got my computer on off screen, and it didn't show the move at first, but now it's showing as the first move. Well, in openings like this, the top three moves are all basically the same point value, but a4 seems to be the move. Knight c4, that knight's in a really good spot. Why would you allow the knight to go there? Because the bishop takes. Now that gives black a pretty good center. Now off screen, it's a little less than a point advantage for white, typical. I'll call it even for lack of a better term. a5 stops that pawn from advancing. Bishop, knight a4. Queen c7. It's starting to come around for white a little bit. I think maybe castling instead of knight a4 might have been better than h6, but after knight a4, queen c7. Yeah, maybe we'll take a look at this. I think maybe d5 might have been better. Computer likes g5, then when the knight moves, pawn takes, bishop takes, and then white castles. It likes that a little bit better for black. But she decided to go knight b6 instead. Rook b8. Rook a4. Very interesting move there. I mean, I never would have saw that or even considered it. Oddly enough, the computer likes queen to b4, castle, queen to c3. I'd be afraid of that discovery. Queen here in the discovery when the pawn gets pushed. Rook a4, going after the pawn. She does go d5. And Tatev ignores it. Decides just to go for it. Now, you remember, she's a very experienced tournament player, Tatev is. And it's a fairly young girl she's playing. And Tatev's been in the U.S. Women's Championship many, many times and came within a hair's breadth at least twice, if not three times, of winning it. So she's very experienced. So she decides to go for it and goes g5. Forcing the knight back. Then she takes. And this is where I think black, maybe under the pressure, miscued. I don't think that's that bad of a move, frankly. She played knight takes b6. Computer like bishop takes d5. Knight takes, pawn takes. But after knight takes, pawn takes, where are you going to put the queen? Here's the problem. This is a tough one. It really is. Queen to d7. I think that's a reasonable move. But the problem is after rook takes, queen takes, rook goes to c7. Now, white's up a pawn. That's pretty tough. The dark squared bishop hasn't moved yet. Black can't castle. But I think she made a very natural move. I think a move that all of us would make. Queen of d6 is the computer's choice. Bishop d6, it looks really, really, really reasonable. But here's the problem. c4. The queen has to go to e5. And the move that would be really hard to find for me. Now, right now, believe it or not, change something as simple as king to f2 for white loses white's entire advantage. There is only really one winning move here. And Tatev found it. Rook takes. And after rook takes, knight c6. And it's just brutal what's going to happen next. That pawn's going to march right down. There's nothing black can do about it. Moves the queen. Bishop b4 might have been interesting instead. Then after queen takes, bishop takes, king takes. It's two pieces and a pawn against the rook, but it's still going to be tough. But after queen f5, queen takes. Only move, but you're busting anyway. f6. Black just castles. Rook f8, desperately trying to defend. Knight d4. Interesting though, knight d8 was the actual computer's choice. And who the hell would have saw that? Queen d3. She doesn't know what to do, but it's over. Queen takes check. Rook e7. Queen checks. King f7. Queen checks again. King g6. Bishop f4. Now you're going to see this pawn is going to march down here, and there's nothing black can do about it. Rook, g takes, g takes. Here it comes, knight c6. Rook has to move. Queen takes, rook takes. Now you go knight e5. And there's absolutely nothing black can do. So there you have it, folks. A really well played game by Tatev against their younger, inexperienced opponent. Look for other rounds from the U.S. Championship 2017. Sorry for not having my videos up like I normally do. I'm going to do my best. But the last few months has been very, very difficult for me, so we'll just leave it at that. And as I always say, if you think chess is just a game, you're not playing it right. Take care, folks. Bye-bye.